Hello my friends, this is Lionel Anderson here with you guys with a brand new YouTube BitChute video. And in today's video, we got some major news that's hit the mainstream in the last few days here. Well, a person who used to work with the Bank of England on the security advisory has now come out and said the Bank of England needs to prepare for aliens. That's right, this is mainstream news, my friends. They're saying that the announcement of aliens, which they believe is coming soon, could cause a financial collapse. Oh, that's right. So in today's video, we're going to be going deep into that and what this is truly all about. Okay? Let's just get right into it. I'm going to encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button before we begin. As I say, subscribe to survive, and also smash the like button because it helps me out with the algorithms, and maybe you'll get to see my videos if you hit the like button. If you do that, it would be much appreciated. Alright, so let's just get into it. So, I got a little video to show you guys that kind of sums up what's going on. Then we're really going to dissect this, okay? Take a look.
The next big economic crash could be caused by aliens, and I'm not even joking. The Bank of England has been told that they need to be prepared for the possibility of a crisis caused by the United States announcing the existence of alien life. Helen McCall worked at the Bank of England for more than 10 years. She's written to the Governor Andrew Bailey and said politicians and bankers can no longer afford to dismiss talk of alien life, and that if it was revealed, it would trigger a banking collapse. Senior American officials have recently indicated their belief in the possibility of alien life, and the US government is undergoing a process of declassifying information on the existence of a technologically advanced non-human intelligence. All I'm saying is it might be time to prepare for the news that we're not alone.
Well, there you go. So, what have I been telling you guys for the past months now? That there is an agenda to collapse the old order, okay? To collapse the current system to bring in the new one. That's right, they want a new financial system. And I'm telling you right now, this little Helen McCraw, who made these statements, this was all coordinated and planned. Okay, there's a reason when this came out, it was in mainstream news articles, a lot of mainstream alternative media people immediately started sharing it. People who are probably controlled opposition. It got out there really quick. Okay? There's a reason for that. It was done on purpose. Because they want this in the minds of the masses because they know what's coming. Okay? And I know a lot of people are thinking fake alien invasion scenario with the blue beam and all that, right? And hey, you may be correct that this is exactly what's happening. They're going to use this event, and not even a full-on alien invasion, but just the announcement that aliens are real to collapse the system. Because, see, this would cause so much uncertainty and distrust in the government and the old order, the old system. Because, you know, the government's lied to us so many years about aliens. Now they're just going to tell us. That brings in uncertainty. And people might be uncertain about what's going to happen. So they're going to panic. Okay? But of course, it's all part of the script when it comes to the major institutions and whatnot as well. Okay? And it's very interesting because she said, as you can see in the article there, that a lot of people are probably going to head towards digital assets. It mentioned Bitcoin, which I'm sure Bitcoin will go up as well. But the true winner there is going to be the XRP, as I've told you guys, because already things are all set and in motion to totally redo the financial system, of course, and XRP will be the plumbing of it all, okay? So when this event happens, which is going to be soon, there's a reason a movie by Steven Spielberg is about to come out this summer called Disclosure Day, right? Because they're getting you all ready that the Disclosure Day is imminent. There's a reason why they're pushing all this right now. Because they're about to make their move, my friends, to transfer, pretty much to reset, I should say, the current system and collapse this economy, collapse the dollar, and all switch it over digitally into the new financial system. Okay, that's why I've been speaking so much about this to you guys, all right? And we just had Davos, okay? The WEF had their meeting in Davos, Switzerland, where they are literally discussing this new financial system. Things are in the works, all right? While everybody's distracted with all the other things going on right now, they're implementing the new financial system as we speak, okay? So I want to show you guys a clip from the head of BlackRock, and he's also the head of the WEF now as well, Larry Fink, talking about how we need tokenization. They're already have begun tokenizing everything, okay? And 2026 is the year of tokenization, going into 2027, the next 5 years really, where all real world assets, including your home, your cars, everything, is going to be tokenized into a digital token. That's like where they say you'll own nothing, be happy, right? Well, this is it. Okay? So here he is saying that they need to speed things up. Take a look. This just happened a few days ago.
I think the movement towards tokenization, decimalization is necessary. It's ironic that we see two emerging countries leading the world in in the tokenization and digitization of their currency. That's Brazil and India. I think we need to move very rapidly to doing that. We would be reducing fees. We would do more democratization by reducing more fees if we had all investments on a tokenized platform that you could move from a tokenized money market fund to equities and bonds and back and forth. We have one common blockchain. We will, we can reduce corruption. So I would argue that yes, we have more dependencies on maybe one blockchain, which we could all talk about. But that being said, the activities are probably processed and more secure than ever.
There you have it, my friends. All right. And he said he wants to put everything on one blockchain. I wonder which blockchain that will be. Well, my friends, I've been telling you about XRP. Okay? Hounding it. Multiple videos saying this is the chosen coin. Okay? There's overwhelming evidence that this is the coin that they've chosen. Well, guess who was speaking at Davos? Okay? There's only 2 crypto companies who was speaking at Davos. Take a look. Ripple. That's right. That's Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple. And of course, Ripple and XRP go hand in hand because Ripple owns the most XRP and all the developers who made XRP work at Ripple. Okay. Brad Garlinghouse has said XRP is behind everything that Ripple does. So he was there and Hedera was there. I've been telling you guys about HBAR as well. HBAR is going to be huge in the future as well. They were the only 2 crypto people there. Nobody from the Bitcoin community, nobody from Solana or any of these other cryptos, but HBAR and, of course, Ripple, aka XRP. Okay, and what were they talking about? Tokenization. Okay? Already things are being tokenized on the blockchains, okay? It's already beginning, but we're going to see a massive surge in the second half of 2026, okay? And all this is going to come about like an explosion once they get the Clarity Act passed in the United States of America, okay? So the Clarity Act is this bill that Trump and the rest of them are trying to get passed through, which is going to make things, it's going to have regulatory clarity, meaning it's safe for all the institutions to come in and bring these trillions of dollars on chain. It's the security they need. Well, what did Trump just say at Davos? Take a look at what he just said about that Clarity Act right here.
Unleash innovation in savings and financing. I'm also working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. And to that end, last year, I signed the landmark Genius Act into law. Now Congress is working very hard on crypto market structure legislation, Bitcoin, all of them, which I hope to sign very soon, unlocking new pathways for Americans to reach financial freedom.
There you go. They're looking to get it passed very soon. It was supposed to get passed a lot earlier, but because of government shutdowns and all that stuff, and now we had some drama this month that happened, all delays, but they're looking to get it passed very soon. It could happen by the end of the month, maybe next month, sometime in 2026. And when that does happen, you're going to see the crypto markets for specific coins, okay, shoot through the roof. Okay, I think XRP, HBAR, XLM, obviously Bitcoin I think is always going to do good. But it's just going to be these specific ones, okay? There's some other ones too, okay? You got to do your own research. None of this is financial advice, just financial awareness, and it's up to you to do the research. But as Brad Garlinghouse once said, not too long ago, from Ripple, he says in the future, 99% of cryptos are going to disappear because once this Clarity Act passes, they're not going to be able to survive anymore. There's only going to be a select few that are going to be in the new financial system and that are going to do well. All right? So that's why I've been telling you guys, like, they're about ready to do this. And as you can see, it might be aliens being the catalyst, which is going to bring the uncertainty and crash the current market, as well as WW3 stuff going on with all that. All this stuff, the tariffs, you name it, all these things has been destabilizing and crumbling the old order, the old system, okay? And making your cash money worthless. Yeah, cash ain't king. Your cash is losing its value by the day. And it's going to come to a point it'll be totally worthless. And when this black swan event happens, okay, when the aliens come, the disclosure day, well, they're going to use that to transfer over finally. And it's already in motion. Like I said, as soon as that Clarity Act gets passed, they're going to start tokenizing right away, even before this alien event happens or whatever. You're going to start seeing things go up and up, okay? But to make that final domino to fall, to fully switch the new system over so that it's going to affect you and your life, well, aliens is the perfect way to do it. And heck, if the aliens do come and they do blackouts when they come, right? Lights go out, whatever they have planned, well, that'll disrupt the supply chain and really, the banks will go down. What a perfect way for them to switch over to the new system. So here's your options here, my friends, okay? You got two options. You could sit here, cling to your old order, because so many people do. They want to say, I'll never comply with the digital system. It's funny, they say this when they're on their phone, which is the digital ID system and everything. It's tracking and tracing your every move, every website you go to, all the apps are tracking you. You're already using online banking and credit cards, which is digital and all that. But I'm not gonna comply with the new system though. Which you've already consented, you already complied. You want to hang on to your paper money, which, maybe $50 will buy you one bag of groceries now. In the future, maybe $100 for one bag of groceries. Why? Because your money's worthless. It's a dying fiat currency. So if you want to cling on to that order, and then once this event happens and they come out with the new system, that system's gone. Sorry, your money's worthless. We got the solution. Their solution, stablecoins, CBDCs. Okay, the digital money, whatever. Okay, and universal basic income. So if you want that system where, yes, you're going to have to be very good, you got to be very careful with what you say and everything. And hey, maybe a planned, or an event comes, maybe a pandemic or a sickness or whatever like that, right? Well, guess what? You might have to, get the, what? Oh, and if you don't do that, you're not going to get your money, right? It's optional. You don't have to get it. You're just not going to get your money. And you probably won't be able to do anything without it, right? So you're going to be dependent on that universal basic income because AI is taking over everything, all the jobs, things are going to get really rough. So if that's the path you want to go down, going down with the ship, by all means, go for it. I'm not here to judge anyone's path. That's fine. Or plan B, you could pivot now because the new system is here. It's already being implemented. And no, it's not being stopped. Why? Because 99% of the population doesn't even know what tokenization is. They don't know anything about crypto. So all these people, I'm never going to comply, blah, blah, blah. They're too lazy to even research what's going on and what the new system is. It's already in place. You didn't stop it. So it is here. So when this event happens and this new system is fully in place, okay, well, like I said, if you pivot now, not financial advice, do your own research, pivot now, because as of right now, XRP and these other coins still, like HBAR, XLM, still very low, okay? Under $2 right now, I think, all right? Because there's been so much market manipulation and there's been delays and stuff like that. And they're trying to make people impatient. You got to be patient in this. But guess what? You're going to be part of the new 1%. And yeah, we're still going to be slaves in a way. Things aren't going to be perfect. The world is going to be insane at this point, and the powers that be are going to do what the powers that be are going to do. But at least you'll be a very wealthy slave, okay? At least you're not going to be dependent on universal basic income. You're not going to have to be on the same rails as the CBDC and everything like that, because the elites sure as hell aren't going to have CBDCs for themselves and everything like that. They got the real money, what the new financial system is run on, the XRP and all that. Okay? So the choice is yours. Do you want to live in poverty and be what they would call you, a peasant, and be forced to get just to survive, have your universal basic income? Or do you want to be, doing quite well for yourself and your family, and even go on to help other people who are struggling? Because you'll have the means to do so. It's not just about you, it's about helping others. But it's also about positioning yourself, okay? Positioning yourself in a more safe location. Because the big cities, when all this stuff goes down, all the chaos, already right now the big cities aren't safe. But it's just going to become even more unsafe. All right, my friends? What we're heading into. So it's totally up to you what you choose to do. All right, but and don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people want to fight the system and all that, and I'm not saying don't do that. If you see things that you could push back on when the government is cracking down with invading your privacy and the whole control system, if there is something you can do it. Absolutely. We need to fight back on as much as we can, because if the powers that be get their total way and there's no resistance at all, well, we know what they've done in the past, the horrors and atrocities. So we got to do what we can, but that doesn't mean to be suicidally delusional either, and thinking that, oh, I'm not going to comply, I'm going to stop this, humanity's going to stop this 100%, because you're not. You didn't stop it. It's happening as we speak. All these systems are in place and being implemented as we speak, and 99% of people don't even know it, because they're too damn lazy to research anything. They're too damn lazy to protest anything. They're clueless. Okay? So, don't be suicidally delusional thinking you're going to stop everything, especially this financial reset, because it is happening as we speak. So, fight back on what you can, resist what you can, but also have a plan B. Or for me, I always like to say it's my plan A. My plan B is the fighting and resisting, because I know it's most likely not going to do anything because the masses are asleep. So my plan A, it could be your plan B, whatever you want to think of it as. Position yourself so you could learn to operate in the new system that is here. It is here now. The elites are putting it in motion, as you could see, as we speak. And we know who the winner is. So by positioning yourself, getting out of the fiat system, because you're going to lose everything. It's all going to be transformed into your stable coin or whatever once everything goes down. Well, positioning yourself now, it's going to make you a lot more comfortable and enable you to get yourself in a safer position. Relocation, we also got a pole shift coming in the coming years as well. All these things are on the table. So get yourself to a safe location, somewhere away from as much chaos as you can. Prepare, stock up on survival things, and also focus on your own spiritual well-being as well, because we need to make sure spiritually we're prepared for what's happening. And then you're not going to be in a state of, pretty much the Hunger Games. If you think of the Hunger Games, you got the slave class, and then you got the people the elite class, you could say. You really want to be in a state of survival. You could end up being homeless, starvation, famine. All this stuff has all happened throughout history, and history repeats itself. Do you want to be somebody who can't even afford to eat food, and you got to, take everything that they want you to take to get your universal basic income? Do you really want that, or do you want to be comfortable through this? Your choice. Option A, option B. I can't stress this enough, but when I see stuff like this coming out, where they're openly telling you aliens are coming and it's going to crash the financial system, and then I'm watching at Davos that they're actually doing this right now as we speak, I know what choice I have made, and I'm fine with that. So that's about all I have to say for today's video. I needed to bring this to you guys and just let you know I'm telling you guys every step of the way of what's happening, and I do believe disclosure is upon us. Will it be this year, 2027? You guys know I've been saying a lot of things about 2027 being a big year for the powers that be with the aliens and stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot of signs that point towards maybe disclosure happening in 2027. The day's coming, though, imminently, because by 2030 they have to have this whole system in place. So position yourself now if you wish to have a smoother experience, or if you wish to go down with the ship because you think you could stop what's coming. Well, hey, each to their own, all right? Yeah, that's about it. But with that being said, I'm going to be making a lot more videos now. I've decided that I got to get this page going, or this channel. My channel has just been getting slower and slower due to all the shadow banning and the censorship and everything, and the algorithms. So I've said, you know what? Maybe if I put out more videos, like maybe 3 or 4 videos a week, maybe that'll get me back in the algorithm. So like I said, hit the like button. That helps. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you're new. I could use any of the help I could get for that. If you'd like to help support the page, get yourself some vitamin D3, K2. It's winter time. We're not out in the sun. You need to be taking high-dose vitamin C. Well, not medical advice, actually. I got to make sure I say that. Not medical advice. You know your own health situation. Speak to your doctor. But high-dose vitamin D, especially when taken with vitamin K2, because that makes it so it doesn't have any dangerous side effects or anything like that, unless you have allergies or something like that, but I don't think anybody's allergic to vitamin D. I'm not sure. Like I said, talk to your doctor. But taking that during the winter is vital. So this, I think it's 10,000 IUs a capsule here, okay? So, and it also has calcium in it. So something you need to be taking for the winter. So I highly recommend it. Aweli has the best supplements around, organic, natural, all that. So I'll leave a link down below. Of course, that helps me out and it helps you out big time. I also got a 15% off coupon, okay, and free shipping in the United States. So link is down below, or if you'd like to simply buy old Lionel a coffee, I'm on the website Buy Me a Coffee, and any help or any support means the world to me, and as a thank you, I'll even send you Patreon videos to your email. We also got Patreon, or you can become a YouTube channel member. All the links are down below. And yeah, that's it for today's video. And guess what? In a couple days, I'll have another video coming, because I'm going to start pumping videos out in a last-ditch effort to save this channel. So that's about it, my friends. So until the next one, Lionel signing off. You guys have a good one.